start the recording. So happy Friday, everybody. Good
Yes.
start to the weekend. Um, there's a quotation here by Dainin Katagiri, and I don't know who that is. It's just the person quoted or credited with this quote. And I thought it was really appropriate. I had it out for one class last week, this past week, but today seems like really the appropriate time. And Jeannie and Debbie, you'll understand more why when I read it to you, because of our videos we've been watching. So the quote is, "So come back, become a zero, and there is wonderful peace. This is the silent world. Even though you say, I am, the I is shrinking until it disappears." So that I is another label, and we don't need to identify. Look at Jody's doggies playing. So funny. Anyway, we are the great I am that I am. That is an ancient saying, as to identify with the all that is. But as we get into the silence, when we still our minds and our hearts and we just become completely peaceful, that's what we're going to be doing to encourage that, is the Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. That's what I was trying to remember. So it's funny, I had the core work and the Nadi Shodhana already planned, and Pat and I were talking about it already. So what happens is the ego, the identification with this body, with this world, it all disappears and you merge with the all that is. You become aware more and more of that level of being, and that shows you who you are. So we'll see how we do with that this morning. We'll try to encourage it from this end, and we'll become those zeros. We'll be back to zero level. Okay, the zero is an interesting number because it's the circle and there's no beginning and no end. So alpha and omega, the all that is. So let's switch to speaker view here just for people who will be watching later on. And we will just enjoy. Is there anything else I need? Yes, take a Kleenex with me. So we've been working with the light in the beginning during our centering practice in our classes recently, because the world needs more light. We need it for ourselves. We need to share it with the earth and all of her inhabitants, because light banishes dark, and a lot of darkness from the collective unconscious has lifted up for us to transmute. So however we can do that. So if you practice with either bringing the light into you or becoming aware of the light that you create within yourself, because we are creator beings and we do create light So either direction, whenever you practice, get so you can do it faster, not to skip anything, but so that you can get to the point where you're sharing light with the entire earth, and you become the light, because it will banish any darkness or old habits or unresolved issues from other lifetimes. That's all in here. So as we work with the light, that's going to minimize that. It's going to resolve it and melt it away, as well as helping the earth and all of her inhabitants. So we've been bringing the light in from the universal forces, so we'll do it from that direction this morning. So rising up in your spinal column as you press your hips down into the earth energetically. Rising up. Allow your chakras to open and spin faster and faster, which your yoga poses will enhance. They stimulate all the chakras. Become aware of your crown chakra, right at the top of your head. It faces upwards. And allow it to open like a flower, facing upwards. And then call the light into you. You can view it as a large beam of white light, or it can be white or golden. Whichever is easier for you to work with. But see it coming in from the universe, from the cosmos. And draw it into your crown, down into your body, filling your whole body. Just see it expand as it comes in, all the way down through your hips and legs and down into the earth. And then bring the light back up. Bring it up the center line of your body, your pranic tube, and then send it out the top of your head, way up and out, and let that light rain down on you. Glittery, shimmering, shining light. And then again, bring in that beam of light as much as you can tolerate. Just imagine, use your imagination, because that's how we create. Bring it in, fill your body, send it down into the earth, and then bring it back up and let it settle at your heart center, right at your sternum. And you realize that your chakras go all the way through to the back side of your body. It's not just something overlaid on the front of your body. So that's filling your heart area. And then just sit in the stillness for a few breaths here, letting go of the week, letting go of any frustrations or challenges. But see yourself filled with the light in the stillness here. Now, if you have not been working with a mantra for sudden need or emergency, then choose one now. Anything that comes to mind. Mine came to me in a dream, white light, white light. It's very simple, and you're welcome to use that, or you can use whatever comes to your mind that is right for you. And this is something you want to practice using so that you remember to use it when the need arises. That's not to project into the situation, it's just being prepared. I was taught that by my guides back in the mid 80s, and I think it's useful in these times. In the stillness is where we become aware of who we are, the true self. It's where we tap into our natural wisdom and knowing. So here in the stillness, become aware of your breath. Check in with your mind and emotions. Sometimes it's difficult if we are busy during the day and we haven't processed some of our emotions, I can tell you that if you spill things, if things happen to spill, that often can be a sign of emotions that are overflowing, that haven't been resolved or recognized. And the way to process them is just to acknowledge them, feel them, and let them pass through you. Emotion is energy in motion. Let it move through you. And become aware of your physical body and the sensations that you might be feeling. Just make some micro moves, just little moves to see how things are feeling. If you have some tight spots, just assessing, evaluating, so that you know what to keep an eye out for during your poses and asanas. So we'll just practice working some more with the light. Just bring palms together. Imagine that light, expand it from the beam and just an ocean of light above you, and reach your arms up as you inhale and opening a pathway for it to just come down over you, blanket over you as you exhale. Just another way to work with the light. Breathe. Reach for it. Open. And let it shine into you, lighting up every cell of your being. A few more rounds. See this light settling down, whatever room you're in, let it come down all the way to the floor so that you're encased in the light. 2 more rounds of deep breaths. Last time. All right. And just start with your head and neck. Lower your chin down to your chest. Let it relax. Feel the stretch. You might feel it in your muscles in your back, your spinal column. And then roll up and lift your chin. Focus on stretching your throat rather than taking your head back. Lift your chin so that you're lengthening in your neck. Lift your sternum, your ribs, and draw your shoulder blades down your back, and then come back to center. And once again, lower your chin down. And round your back a little bit. This gentle stretch for a Friday morning, end of the week. Hold on to your knees, lift your chin now, breathe. Lift your sternum and your ribs, shoulder blades down your back. Now take your arms out to the side, palms facing forward, and bend your arms. And open your elbows and your shoulders, the chest, your throat chakra, communication center, ability to speak your truth. And come back to center. Stretch your arms out to the sides, palms still facing forward. Take in a breath. Exhale, bring palms together in front of you. Overlap one thumb and stretch your fingertips forward. We've done this before. Just feel the stretch. Pulling, excuse me, pulling forward. Let your chin come down to your chest. Opening your upper back. Letting any tension spill out. And then lift your chin. Open your arms back out to the side. Open the chest. Bend your elbows. Open again. Try to get the upper arm parallel to the floor if you can. And just squeeze shoulder blades in. Lift your tummy up and in. It's pretty natural to engage your core muscles here. And bring your chin back to center. Extend your arms all the way out. Inhale. Exhale, bringing palms in together once again. Overlap one thumb and stretch forward. Let your chin come down. And then let your palms come down onto the mat in front of you and just stretch forward, taking the stretch down into your hips, your low back, the full length of your spine. And then just walk your hands back in. We'll take the hands back around onto the mat behind you. Open the shoulders and just open the whole front of your body. Take your head back. Remember to just lengthen in the throat. Extend in the back of your neck. Open. Come back to center. Just leave your hands where they are and stretch your legs out. Shake them out. They've been folded in for a few minutes here. Windshield wipers. And circle around in your ankles. And then lift up, arms just next to your sides. Press the back of your legs against the mat. Press through your heels. And just sit tall for a moment. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Shoulder blades down your back. And a nice long neck. Oftentimes we come forward with the chin, and that changes our posture. So we want good posture. All right, just bend your left knee, bring the foot to the outside of your right leg and flex the foot on the extended leg. And we'll come in for a twist. Just bring your leg in as close as it will come. Knee towards the opposite shoulder. You'll get a little stretch in your hip. Press down in your sitting bones. Now holding on with your right hand or arm, extend your left arm out, inhale it up, reach, and open the torso to the side, using your arm for leverage, and then bring that arm down behind you and press up against your edge, that point where you feel resistance. Just pause there and breathe. The edge will most likely move as you relax more. All right, press down on your left palm. Bring your right hand down, just opposite your left hip. Bring the extended foot down onto the floor so that your foot is perpendicular, and just press down on your palms. Lift up and stretch that left leg out so the foot is resting on your right foot. Come into your side plank. Just lift up. If this is a bit of a challenge this morning, just lift your left knee down to support you in your side plank. Then just bring your arm up and stretch long. As you stretch long, take in a breath and lift your hips up into a little rounded hill. And back to center, lift it up. All right, now bring in that left knee. Come back down, sitting on that hip. If you need to circle around in your wrists and move your fingers, take time for that after our first plank. All right, now we're all set up here. You have your left knee bent, your right leg is extended. Just bend that left knee, or I'm sorry, right knee, reach for your ankle, and we'll stretch our thighs here. Try to align your hips forward. Bring your heel in towards your hip and draw your knee away. In and out of the stretch, because you're just warming up those large muscle groups, that quadricep muscle group. Open the chest, lengthen in your spine. Breathe. Stretch on the exhale. Now from here, let that back knee down onto the floor. Extend that leg out, face forward, and you're in your pigeon. So this is for, in great part, our hips, but bring the front leg, it would be your left foot, bring it forward as much as you're able. Turn the back knee down towards the floor. Face forward And just a couple of dolphin breaths, okay? Just inhale and lift. Exhale, chin down onto your chest, curl in as much as you can towards your hips, and then rounding out, take your nose away in a circle and lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Stretch it up. Lift in the front of your body, chin down. Exhale. Last dolphin breath. Breathe up and just pause here and just get comfortable. Relax into your pigeon. Reach through the back foot, hips forward. Lift, elongate in the spine. Shoulder blades down your back. And then walk your hands forward and come into sleeping pigeon. Over the front leg. Still bringing that back hip, your right hip forward. Breathe and take that light. Just take all that light around you and pull it into your hip, relaxing it, healing it, bringing light to the dark. Any little shadow in there. All right, and then come up onto your palms. Come back around to the front. Extend your left leg, bring your right leg, and we'll repeat all that on this side. So flex the foot on the extended leg, draw your right knee in, preparing for our twist. Shoulder blades down, nice long extended spine, upwards, reaching to the light like a sunflower. Drawing the knee in towards the opposite shoulder. And hold on with your left hand or arm. Extend your right arm out. Inhale up. Rotate in your torso. Come around to the side and lower your arm down to the floor in the back. And work against your edge. Breathe. Look over your shoulder. Melting any tension. Imagine the light going all the way into your spinal column, lighting up little dark spaces in there. All right, now heading in towards our side plank. You have your palm under your shoulder and back. Reach your left hand forward and your left foot, just let it tip over and become perpendicular to your body. Press down on your hands and that foot, lift up and just straighten your leg out. Lie that right foot onto the left and lift up into your side plank. Nice and strong. Feel your core muscles here. You can look up to the light. Hips are engaged. Everything's working here. Breathe. And again, if you need that right leg on the floor for a little more support, that's fine. And then just bring your left hand down, bend your right knee in. And now our thigh stretch. Just bend your left leg, draw the heel into your hip, and pull it around behind you. Draw your hip bone forward and bring your leg around behind you. And stretch your thigh. Bring light and prana. Prana is the life force energy. Bring more into your thigh. And you can do that with your breath. So inhale it in directly into your quadricep muscles. That will open it, heal it, strengthen. And now we're pretty well set up for our pigeon. So let the back knee down on the floor. Lengthen in that back leg. And just come around facing the front for your pigeon. Excuse me, sorry. And bringing the foot forward. Come around with your back knee facing the floor. It helps if your foot's on the mat. So come around and lift, extend through the back leg. Just press down on the top of your foot, the ball of your foot, and pull your heel away from the hip. Then set your knee down and just keep extending that way a little bit. Point your hip bones forward. Lift, lengthen in the front of your body so that you're not taking up tension in the back, in your arch there. Lengthen. Now our dolphin breaths. Take in your breath. Exhale, chin down onto your chest. Curl in, just round your back a little bit as much as you're able and bring your head down. Extend your nose out, making a circle. Inhale it up. And again, chin to your chest, round your back. Dolphin breaths, dolphin circles. One more circle. Your inhale, exhale, chin to your chest, round it out, extend, up into your pigeon, lengthen once again, shoulder blades down, and then walk your hands forward, overlap your arms into sleeping pigeon. Draw the prana and the light into that right hip. Allow it to do its work. Excuse me. I think that's it now. Stretch out in your spine. Reach through your shoulders. Breathe in the prana. Take it directly into your hip where you feel the stretch. Relax your shoulders now. And now we're ready to come up. Just come onto your palms and just check out your pigeon. Draw your sternum forward, shoulder blades down, lift. All right. And now we're all set up for downward facing dog. So just bring your palms forward a little bit. Turn your toes under on the back foot. Lift your hips. Bring your feet in. Stretch your heels down into your downward facing dog. Draw your tummy up and in. Head is just between your arms so you don't take up any tension in your neck. Reaching it forward. So just let it relax in a natural position. Toes forward. And if you like, you can take your hips side to side. That always feels good for me. See if it works for you. All right. Now just walk your feet in towards your hands. Bend your knees. Just let your chest rest on your thighs. Let your head dangle. Rounding your back. Breathe. Relax. All right. Now, just lift your hips up, straightening your legs. Woo. The first head to knee pose. Then bend your knees and just go in and out of your stretch. Inhale as you bend your knees. Exhale as you stretch up. One more time. Breathe. Exhale. All right. Now bend your knees once again. Separate your feet hip width. We're going to come into chair pose. So keep your knees bent. Lower your hips down as best you can. Push down in your feet. Connect with the earth and just lift your arms up as you lift your torso. Straight spine, arms up next to your ears, and reach up. Draw your navel to your spine. Now draw your arms down, interlace fingers behind you, and open the shoulders. Take your arms away, knees are still bent. And then bring arms up over your head. Interlace fingers, turn palms upwards, up and back. Now push the floor away, straighten your legs, give your thighs a rest. Lift your palms up and open out for a swan dive. Exhale down over your legs. Straight legs here. Head to knee. All right, toes forward. Bend your knees as deep as you're able. And again, a reverse swan, but keep your knees bent. Lift up into chair pose. All right, bring your arms parallel to the floor. Deepen your pose. Reach fingertips forward, hips back, and lower down a little bit more. If you're shaking, it's okay. You're just getting used to this. Push the floor away. Bring your arms up. And open out to the side. Bring your palms over your heart. Pause for a couple of breaths. Feel the energy in your body. Have you stirred things up a bit? How do your knees and your thighs feel? All right. So you might want to turn your mat or turn sideways on your mat, but separate your feet out to the side, toes in, heels out, and just give some wiggles to your hips, stretching in the groin a little bit, in the hip joints. Breathe, arms up overhead, reach, and open out into five-pointed star, your starburst. And just think about the great I am. Ask yourself, who am I? Open and vulnerable here. Open to receive your answers. All right. Just turn out your left leg. We'll come into warrior two. The back heel is pressing away. Hips are pointed forward. Take in your breath. Exhale out into your warrior two. Gaze over your fingertips and be sure to open your knee in front. And however deep you're able to go at this point, just come in for a little rest. Inhale. Exhale, back out into your warrior two. Open the shoulders. Now bring your forearm onto your thigh. We'll come into a modified lateral angle. Just bring your right arm up next to your ear and open the chest. Lift up, look up towards the light. And we'll open back out into warrior two. Inhale that knee in. We'll go to the other side. Back heel is out. Hips point forward. Open in shoulders. Take in your breath. Exhale out in the front knee. Open the knee over your toes. Gaze over your fingertips and let your pose deepen. Relax down. Press down in the back hip. Give it a little rest. Inhale in. Open shoulders. Another breath. Exhale, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Navel to spine. And bring your right forearm onto your thigh. Left arm next to your ear. And rotate the heart upwards. And come out of your pose into warrior two. And breathe the knee in. Relax your arms down. Circle around in your shoulders. Reverse. Beautiful. Now just, you can step in or hop in, however you want to do that. Bring your feet in and lower down onto the mat. Just come into easy pose. Lift tall. I'm going to read the quote one more time. Quote by Dainin Katagiri. So come back, become a zero, and there is wonderful peace. This is the silent world. Even though you say, I am, the I is shrinking until it disappears. Nadi Shodhana. Just bring your right hand out. Draw in the index and the second finger. Just cup your hand. Bring your right thumb up to your right nostril. Close off the right nostril and inhale to a count of 4 on the left nostril. Close off the left with your ring finger and pinky finger. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale, right nostril, count of 4. Exhale, count of 8. You want to double your inhale. So that's 1 round. We'll repeat a few rounds. Inhale left. Exhale, right, count of 8. Inhale right, count of 4. Exhale left, count of 8. And we'll continue. Get a good deep breath on your inhale. One last Nadi Shodhana round. Once you've finished your last round of Nadi Shodhana, then just come down onto your back, remaining in that stillness that you created during your alternate nostril breathing. And I would ask that you repeat your mantra a few times, just mentally, unless you want to repeat it verbally. And then once again, relax into the stillness. Deeply release. Caressed by a blanket of white light, filling you, connecting you. And for a few moments in this deep state of relaxation, generate the feeling, the emotion of gratitude. And now seeing yourself as the big zero, but the zero encompasses the entire cosmos. Start to come back to the physical dimension now. Blessed and rejuvenated. Bring some little moves into your extremities. Maybe take your head side to side, making sure your neck is still loose. Draw your feet together and lift your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around them. Or if there's another way you like to come back, and then just come to one side and come up into sitting. Bring your hands into your favorite mudra. Just for a few repetitions, your mantra. And then draw your palms in, having sealed in the benefits of your practice today, sealed in all that light and energy and knowing. And may you continue to feel the bliss that comes from your practice of yoga and connecting with the source. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you, Michelle. That was very good.
You're welcome. I hope you feel better.
Yep. Feel very good. Nice and
Rejuvenated.
loose. Mm-hmm.
I must say, I have never, in all my years of yoga, done that sequence before.
Mm-hmm.
It was wonderful.
That was just created on the spot. Inspiration.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.